Look. You're now tuning in to BS Talk. She came to keep it 100, not the BS show. So listen to Queen Key. She here with some free game. No he say, no she say, but maybe a replay of the news, giving views, and she dropping shoes. Maybe even a couple tools that you can use. Yeah, cause there's a lot we need to talk about. So we gon' kick it like we chillin' at the barbershop. BS Talk. BS Talk. BS Talk. This is BS Talk. Yeah. BS Talk. BS Talk. Yeah.
Hello and welcome to Queen Key BS Talk. So today we are going to be speaking with a young man. And we're going to be talking about the impressions that parents pretty much leave with their kids or on their kids. So can you let the viewers know, how old are you?
I'm 18. I just graduated high school last year.
Okay. So you're 18 years old. You just graduated last year. You in school?
Yes, at a CPCC.
That's good. So you have your mom and dad that you grew up in the household with, right?
Yeah.
And two sisters? Older sisters.
Two
older siblings. So tell us a little bit about like growing up in a household with, both parents. Like how does that feel to a young man and two sisters? Like how does that make you feel as a young man?
It felt really good. I always felt loved by both my parents and both of my siblings. It felt great. I never really thought about it until I really got to middle school, and I started meeting people who had single parent households or single children.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's when I started noticing things more. But yeah, it was nice and I enjoyed it.
Okay. So as far as some people feel it's okay, if the mom isn't there, or the dad isn't there. So what kind of impression, you feel like as a mom that she has on you as being a son?
She taught me a lot of important things. She taught me to be fiscally responsible, just be a good person to my fellow human being, and, everything that comes with it. She taught me culinary skills, and she's also bilingual, so she taught me a little bit of Spanish as well. But
Right.
A lot of the things that she taught me got reinforced with my dad being there.
Mm-hmm.
And it was nice to have both to help, reinforce any message that they're trying to get across.
Yeah, so there's a lot of love from the mom, a lot of hugs and kisses and all that.
Yeah, a lot of affection.
A lot of affection. So what types of things, as far as with your dad, what kind of impressions, as being a man to his son, especially being with the two girls in the house, what kind of impression you feel like your dad has left with you?
It was a really good one. He taught me how to face adversity. My sisters are there's a big age gap between all of us, so it was mainly, if it was going to be me and my dad, it was just us, and my sisters were off doing whatever they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And he just taught me how to deal with things I didn't want to do, but I still had to do. When I got involved in Boy Scouts, when I was in third grade, the camping trips would be really cold and my hands would hurt, but he just toughen up in a loving way. But It was, this is how to become a man, and he taught me how to do those type of things.
Yeah, so how do you feel about the push of a parent, when you don't want to do something and they push you to do it anyway?
I hated it when I was younger. I despised that. But I'm older now, and I understand it, and I appreciate them for doing it.
So do you feel like more younger people needs that push as far as when it's especially something positive?
Yes, but the adult has to be saying something positive and leading them in the right direction.
Yeah. So as far as you don't want to like make it to a point where they are rebellious for what they're doing. You pretty much want to make it to where it's fun and comfortable for them, right?
Yeah, the kids should be able to be free and open and speak to their parent in a respectful, loving way. But they shouldn't feel scared to express themselves.
How do you feel about the child that's like afraid to talk to their parent about how they feel? Do you think it's coming from the parent, or you think that it's the child?
It's about the environment you build. So if the parent makes something where the child can speak, the child probably will. Some kids just aren't comfortable speaking to their parents, and that's okay. It depends on who you are. But yeah, it takes both people to make it work.
Yeah, because I always feel like the child should feel comfortable with talking to the parent. How do you feel that the parent can make more kids comfortable with talking to them?
Don't get reflexively mad when they tell you something that enrages you. Take some time, calm down. Don't speak immediately. Sit on it and then formulate a response. It shouldn't come from how you feel. It should come from what's your goal. So if your kid brings back bad grades, your first response shouldn't be to beat them. It should be to, hey, why is my kid not getting good grades? Let me see if I can get tutoring or help him out.
Okay, so basically, you should have a conversation with your child instead of jumping to the point, because sometimes things are going on in their life where they actually need you, and you feel like it's like a push away. You feel like it's like pushing the parent away. The child away by you. First off, wanting to beat them.
Yeah.
So it should become a conversation. So what do you feel like more of these kids need, even if they have like a single parent in the home? Because some of them, they do. It is like just one parent, and the other parent is, they're in the life, but they might be like a every other weekend parent, or they only can call the parent. How do you feel as a child that it can help with the kid bringing the child to one, the understanding, like the parent that's not in the home? How do you feel like you can get the parent that's not there to understand what's going on? Because sometimes the kid wants the parents to be on the same accord. Like you got one that's saying it's okay, and then you got the other one saying, no, I don't like that. So how do you feel about the parents disagreeing pretty much in front of the child?
I don't think they should, especially the younger they are. I think they should keep those disagreements behind closed doors, at least not for the children to hear, because never let the children hear it if it can be stopped. Explain to them, hey, we have our differences, and put structure in the child's life. Put them in extracurricular, sports, something to keep their mind off of it and turn whatever feelings they have, make it constructive. But the arguments or that, keep it a little low key. Don't be too loud, and explain it to the kid. Because children are pretty smart. So if you explain, hey, we're not going to be together all the time, or dad's going to be living somewhere else, they'll eventually understand it.
Yeah, so they just got to get an understanding. That maybe we're not together, but you don't want them to see that you're not on the same page. So whether you have a parent that's in the home, or you have a parent that's not in the home, like two parents that's not in the home, pretty much you still want the child to feel like you're on one accord, even if you're not. Um, because it is like you have structure, and the child doesn't know that you don't if they don't hear it or see it. Um, so you being the younger child in the house, what are some of the things that you watch growing up as far as with the older ones that made you better as the younger child?
Um, I saw how they excelled in academics. They did really good in school, uh, and it was a good direction. They'll help me out with my schoolwork, and my parents push those type of things. Um, Overall, they were just really well-rounded girls. They both played instruments for many years. They were involved in like student council and stuff, and it made me want to do those things also. So I ended up picking an instrument because they did it, and they set a really good example for me as I grew up.
So would you say, like, as a 18-year-old, are you pretty much on, focused on the career that you want to do, or are you still trying to decide?
Yeah, I know exactly what I want to do.
So what is it that you would like to do?
I want to go into IT. It's pretty much the same type of technology stuff that my dad does,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe minor on music because I get a lot of joy out of it. But IT is going to pay the bills, and it's a pretty interesting field.
So, you wanting to do pretty much follow the path that your dad did. What are some examples that made you want to follow that path?
He would explain it. I was going to his office, especially over the course of the pandemic in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to his office, and he would explain everything to me, and I found it pretty interesting. I was a little resistant to it at first, but eventually it piqued my interest, and he explained to me why it was a good field to go into. So it made sense, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do, and it seemed like a really good option.
Yeah, because I think that's one of the biggest things for like a lot of parents. They want their kids to be something in life. Like they may want to be a doctor, a lawyer, a nurse, whatever it is that they, desire for their child to be. I think it's very important, whatever it is that you want it to be, that you pretty much sit and, kind of explain it to them and show them, the path to go. Even if you don't know about it, you look stuff up together and you do things together. That pretty much how your dad did with you, like y'all said, and he kind of like took you by the hand and pretty much showed you the way.
Yeah.
So
it's nice.
Yeah. So I think that's a good way to show our children, like, don't just send them out there and don't show them or pave the way for them. A lot of these kids want to be taken by the hand and shown. They a lot of times us as parents will pretty much like just let our kids figure it out, and at some point it's going to get to the point where they're going to have to just figure it out. But I think for a lot of these children, we definitely need to start showing them the way. Like they need us to be parents. We're especially when they're young. Do you, as a child, do you feel like you need your parents more now as an 18-year-old, or do you feel like when you was younger you needed them more?
I kind of need them the same amount, but in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Like going into a career and handling college, it was all new to me, and I just really didn't understand. And they helped guide me. I may need them. I need them to hold my hand less, but their presence is still needed until I can launch off and start earning my own money. They still like cover a good deal of my bills and those type of things, but they have me work and pay for things when it comes down to my car and those other type of life things.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I need them, but in different ways.
Yeah, I can agree with that. So as a parent, we have to figure out what it is that our kids need, and I agree. I feel like a lot of parents aren't just sitting down and having these types of conversations with their kids. Like they judge a lot on what they have been through, and this is a different generation. You know, they got a lot going on as far as with the digital stuff. Like it's so much you can get into it. I mean, if you want to know something, it's like the click of a button. Um, so it's very important to sit down and actually talk to your parents. Do you feel like certain conversations are better with, you know, your dad? Do you pick and choose like which one you want to talk to about certain things?
For very like specific things, yes, but for the most part, I'm comfortable with both of them, and I share pretty much everything with them that I have going on in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're both pretty open to it, and they encourage me to continue to talk to them, so they don't really get mad. They offer direction, and I listen because it's my parents. I don't think they're going to lead me astray in any way. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So it's very important for a child, just because it's a boy and he want to talk about his new girlfriend he got. It shouldn't be to the point where he has to just go and talk to his dad. He should be able to talk to both. You know, around about what age you figure like your what age were your parents married at? What is young or older?
Young. They've been married for about 25 years.
So they got married young. So you
Yeah.
so how do you feel about like marriage? I know you 18. How do you feel about married people? Do you feel like it's a good thing or?
I think it's a pretty good thing. I see the benefits, but I believe people should marry for like the right reasons, and the right reasons can be a little bit different for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But to understand that marriage is kind of more of a contract. So it's a legal thing,
Mm-hmm.
and you should partner up with someone who you think can be a good parent to your children, handle money properly, respectful, loving, caring, all those important aspects, because you don't need to find every quality in your partner. You just need to find the basic ones in them. Like, you don't need your partner to be your best friend. That's what best friends for. But they need to know how to handle money. Just treat you right. And yeah, I think those the big thing with marriage. But yeah, I can't wait to get married. In like 10 years.
Yeah. So, well, at least you're looking to, and you think that it's a proper thing to do, because a lot of kids, they not even on like thinking about, husband, wife, children. That's kind of like the way we have always grown up. There, where it's a mom and a dad, and the children in the house. So I think that we should still live by that. And husband and wife should be cordial. And if you can't call on nobody else, you should be able to call on your husband or your wife. They should pretty much, if it ain't your best friend, it should be, I would say, your only friend. Because at the end of the day, when you don't have no one to turn to, you should have that companion. It should be somebody that you can talk to about anything. You want to make sure that when they say forever, that you definitely can be with that person forever. You can put up. It ain't gonna be you can put up with everything, but the qualities in that person, you definitely want that. So you should look for a good quality when you're looking for a wife, and she should already be wife material. You shouldn't be trying to make a wife material while you
Yeah.
putting together.
Yeah.
She should already be there. So definitely want somebody to already be a wife. But we're gonna go ahead and come to an end. The final thing that I want to ask you is, what advice would you give to another 18-year-old out here that's trying to find his way? What type of advice, coming from you as an 18-year-old to another young black man out here as an 18-year-old, what type of advice would you give him that he's fallen astray, he doesn't want to do anything right now in life, he just feel like it's the end and he want to give up? What would you say to that 18-year-old?
Man, I was telling you, just got to tough it out. It's going to be hard, but eventually it will get better if you just put the work in now. Just work hard, and eventually it'll work out. Be true to yourself, though. Don't try to follow people that aren't something that you are. Find genuine friends. Even a girlfriend that can help. And just, I don't know, have a goal.
Mm-hmm.
Go do something, and eventually you'll start to feel better once you're like goal oriented, and eventually you'll be happy. You'll make it through. It's not gonna be that bad.
Yeah, so pretty much set goals, get a plan, write it down. And don't let nobody tell you that you can't do or be what you want to be. You can do anything in life. I pretty much, I think you did a great job, and I thank you, and thank everyone for tuning in to Queen Key BS Talk. And remember, stand for something or you will fall for anything. Peace.